Good evening. Good evening. What's going on, family? What's up? What's up? What's going on, family? What's going on? 25 more seconds. We're going to start, family. We're going to start. What's going on, y'all? Peace and love. Good evening. Good evening. We're going to get right into it. 15 more seconds, family. 15 more seconds. How y'all doing? Francine, Brandon. What's up, James? What's up, Timothy? How you doing? Richie. How y'all doing, family? What's going on? Islam, Islam. Hey, family. What's up? What's up? All right. Let's get to it. So, in this video, pretty much I'm gonna be talking about a lot of things, right? And I hear this a lot, and a lot of people, tend to want to go off of a lot of videos that I refer to, but I also explain to people that there is the pros and cons to it, right? So, let's deal with discharging debt. A lot of people want to discharge debt, but there is a lot of pros and its cons to it. And so, how y'all doing, family? So, what I want to explain is, I want to explain the good side of discharging debt, and I want to explain the bad side of discharging debt. So the good side of discharging debt is number one. When you discharge a debt, that obligation goes away. You have no more obligation to the debt. The debt cannot be reassigned to a debt collector. The debt can't be, used against you in court. The debt can pretty much be sold to another debtor, right? I mean, to a collection or another person who want to purchase your debt, right? Now that's a good thing. It relinquishes you from a lot of obligation, right? It does. It takes away all obligation, and you're pretty much free and clear. Now, with that being said, it's cool. Some people might discharge credit card debt. They might take it off their credit. Some people might discharge an auto loan. They might take it off their credit. Some people even want to try to discharge a mortgage, which is almost impossible. And I'm going to say it, it's almost impossible. I ain't said it's impossible. It's almost impossible. I've never done it yet, but it's going to be that day where I teach you guys how to do it. So this is the flip side of discharging debt. When you discharge debt, you also take away that, the debt that you owe off your credit report, which can be damaging to you. Since you remove all of your payment history and all your positive payment history, you pretty much making yourself more of a liability to lend to. So many people don't know how to use debt to get rich. Many people don't know how to manage debt. Many people don't understand debt. So from a consumer standpoint, we are taught in schools to try your best to alleviate debt, to get rid of debt, to try your best to pay off debt. But when you're dealing with the flip side of the world, the goal is to get in debt. Now, whether or not you believe it or not, it's all about how you operate and perform with your debt. Now, this is the bad way how consumers think when it's dealing with debt. Let's just say you had a home, and let's just say if you paid $200,000 for your home, and then your home is worth $300,000, you leave your home with over $100,000 in equity. Now, let's just say the consumer takes out $100,000 worth of equity from their home. Now that leaves them with $100,000 in debt. Now, the average consumer is going to buy stuff with it, buy cars with it, buy nothing but liabilities. So, to that consumer, he's using debt the bad way, right? That's the bad way to use debt, because realistically, they're not managing debt. They not expanding the cash flow. Neither is they, making more money. They only losing money, and they losing value, and they also buying things that depreciates. It's not even like they buying gold and silver. They literally just buying depreciating assets. So if I took $100,000 home equity line of credit to buy a lot of clothes, jewelry, cars, and stuff like that, they'll be using debt the bad way. Now, what is the good thing? Now, what is the good way of using debt? So if you was to take that $100,000 in equity, and you was to take $100,000 and borrow against that money, and say if you borrowed a $500,000 and you decided to get, like, let's just say if you decided to get a multi-family home, and now everybody's paying you residual income, that would be the perfect way to use debt. because you have the consumer way of using debt and you have the business person way of using debt. It's two different ways of thinking. So when a lot of people say discharge debt, discharge debt, discharge debt, yes, if you're a consumer and you think like a consumer, your best bet is to discharge all public debt from your credit report. But if you a person that understand how business work and you actually have a business oriented mindset, that's when you will shift over to the business side of debt. Now, one of the most, a lot of things that a lot of people miss when dealing with debt, I know a lot of us been told, well, you can just discharge it, discharge it, discharge it, but we not understand the fundamentals. So you got to also place yourself exactly where you're trying to get to. So if you want to be a consumer and you want to discharge debt, the thing about it is, it's like just with that mindset, it just wanting something free. Don't even want to be liable for anything, right? It also sounds like, man, it's fun, but the whole time you're not even realizing that you can put yourself in a 10 times better position. Sometimes I regret from taking that truck off my credit report. Sometimes I regret not paying on the card, not because I think they're gonna take it, because they charge it off. But the fact is, I hinder my own mission, my own credit report because of something so little like a truck. That's nothing compared to me being able to borrow $100,000 from them, me being able to get 10, 15 cars and put them all on Toro, me being able to get a business line of credit that's worth 150,000, 200,000. So it's pretty much I hinder myself just for that little thing, that little excitement, that little joy, and I miss the whole picture. So that's why I say it's a big difference from thinking with a business mindset versus you thinking with an employee mindset. It's not the same thing. So a lot of people who do got mortgages, most people, and it's sad to say, when you too far ahead, you too far, right? So I know people right now sitting on $100,000 in debt, and I'm talking about personal loans, payday loans they took out, auto loans they took out, credit card bills, and they in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And it's almost impossible to pull them out so easy because now they messed up all their credentials. So they have to literally start all the way from scratch in order to start over. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to be in that position. You want to be in a position, let's just say, if any of you guys never obtained real debt. Let's say if you guys never messed over y'all credit report, y'all never did anything with it, and y'all decided, hey, I want something on my name, I want some property on my name, I want to take out a line of credit on my name. Now you have a clear slate, you have a clean slate to start all the way back over. Most people can't start over. Most people can't say, okay, let me get my head start, because now this is your chance to learn from everybody's mistakes. Hey, this guy Jim, he messed up his credit card. He in $150,000 in debt. You don't want to be Jim. You want to say, what can I do with $150,000? With $150,000, I can take that and I can get me an investment, and this investment can make me possibly $325,000. And now you think it's smarter than 99% of people who utilize credit. Or some people might have a home equity line of credit and they might get $150,000, but they look at it like this: dang, what can I do, to maximize this? Instead of being a slave to it, and instead of thinking with this mindset of I just want to discharge it, I want to think, how can I turn this debt into more cash flow and utilize more debt? Because the goal of the game is to keep utilizing debt. You got to understand, nothing is real. That's what a lot of people got to take out their mind too, because home is real, the car is real, and I'm not saying that the actual vehicle is not real. I'm talking about the way we transfer funds, the way our means of exchange. It's all digital, it's all fake, it's commercial, right? So it's not real money, it's all credit. So you literally can get all of this stuff unlimited, but you have to know how to play the game. Many people don't know how to play the game, and that's why many people are losing. So you have to look at it from an entrepreneur standpoint, from a banking system standpoint, and also understanding how to leverage credit and how to leverage debt. So many billionaires that you will see, realistically, it's just you being able to manage debt and leverage debt. That's all it is. That's what they do forever. United States is leveraging 16 or $20 trillion in debt. They're leveraging it. So they constantly utilizing debt to get more debt, and they managing it well. So the goal is to continue to get in debt, to continue to keep this debt system going. It's a debt-based system. No, the money not real to nothing. So yeah, discharging debt in a sense could be an asset, but not really, because you lose all of your credentials. If you have a mortgage loan, you 3-4 months behind, you almost out the rat race. If you got an auto loan, you 4-5 months behind, you out the rat race for a little bit because by you not being able to keep up with those little payments, it'll be hard for you to try to get way more capital to extend. So those of y'all who first time home buyers or y'all got a home and y'all making A1 payments, y'all best goal is to figure out how can I use this mortgage, my credit credentials to get more capital. And the easiest way to do it, you can borrow against your own house all the time. I tell people that. And also when getting personal, like business loans and everything like that is extremely easy if you own a home. It's 1,000 times easy. It's 1,000 times easy. It's not hard at all. It's actually easy. You can get the equity. You can get the equity, or you can get what's that called again? A renovation line of credit. You get a renovation line of credit and build on your home and take the equity out that way, whichever way you want to do it. Peace to the gods. Peace, 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 peace. But yeah, so it all depends on how you who manage debt the correct way and how you utilize debt. That's the main thing that everybody needs to get on point with. How to utilize debt, how to get into debt even more, to utilize that debt and to get in more debt and to use that debt to get more debt, to use that debt and manage that debt to get more debt. That's it. That's all it is. It's just a game, y'all. It's just a game. What about CPN number? Yeah, CPN too. You can build your CPN number up. The only thing about it is, are you starting from scratch or are you enhancing it? Enhancing it is better, but starting from scratch is okay, but I'd rather enhance it. If you wanna start with a CPN number, your best bet is to build that CPN number up. You wanna put 10 primaries on your CPN. Yep. If you got zero debt, learn how to get more debt and how to utilize that debt. Learn how to utilize it, especially if you have zero debt. If you have zero debt, learn how to utilize it. Everything is a credit-based system. So if you're working for money, you are working for credit. Nothing is real, y'all. None of this stuff is real. They don't pay you gold and silver, they are giving you credit. If you ain't got gold and silver for your paycheck, they are giving you credit. They are extending credit, and that's 10 primaries, yeah, 10 primaries. You go to kickoff, that's number one. You want to build your profile, you want to go to kickoff. What's another one? You want to go to rent reporters. You want to go to rental karma. What else? And these primary accounts. Just search up a lot of net 15, not like a lot of net 30 accounts, and you can find a whole list of primary accounts that you can add on your CPN number or EIN number, whichever one you use. And make sure you get a bank account. I'll tell a lot of people, just don't apply for random banks. Make sure you actually get a bank account so you can be on point with everything. No, the reason why people get a CPN number because their personal credentials is not that good. So you're in a situation where your social is damaged. Some people use the CPN number. Like me, I use the EIN number for all these years, y'all. I've been using the EIN for like a year and a half, 2 years, right? I used the EIN for a year and a half, 2 years, and then I switched over and I'm using back the social. I'm gonna tell you why I use the social. It's because I can get through a lot more databases when coming with lending because most lenders run an SSA verification. Once they run the SSA verification, it is hard to get through those cracks. So I want you guys to understand that and make sure y'all on point with all this, with all what's going on. Okay, so if you saying they ain't CPN friendly, it's either two things. Number one, you got to use a government issue number. A CPN number not really a government issue number, so it can be hard with SSA verification, and it can be hard with verification in general because the number is not recognizable. So you want to make sure you get a number that the system can read. You get what I'm saying? So most CPNs, like most banking institutions, can detect the CPN number with the snap of a finger. That's why I prefer to use the EIN number, as my social. And it's easy. It's very easy. I actually been in situations where I never even try merge the EIN number, and I was able to open up a bank account with it. Yep. It was very easy to do that, y'all. Very easy. You can start off with the EIN number and take off. But like I said, you got to pick whichever side you want to hop on. Either or is good. But like I said, it's a limitation with the EIN. The EIN can't go as far as with the social. Now, for me, I never obtained debt with my social. Y'all gotta understand that when I was 20, I went to prison. So I came home at 22. I never got a chance to really use my social but one time, and I had something little on it, like a smudge. I got that taken off. My man Rick, he took that off, and I'm down to zero debt on my social. It's only a $700 balance for something that just popped up, and we taking that off. So it's something so small. A lot of people, they went to college, so they got student loan debt. They got crazy student loan debt. Student loan debt probably $40,000-$50,000 for a lot of people. A lot of people got mortgages. Now, mortgage debt is actually an asset to have on your credit. But the flip side to it is that they are not owning a home. The home is owning them. And it's the difference between your home owning you and you owning your home. When your home owns you, that means you could be 3 months behind. You can't keep up with the payments and you slipping and you almost done. You get what I'm saying? They probably fully exhausted all of the assets and resources from their home and now they just stuck. Like as a consumer, I would not get more debt. If you think like a consumer and you operate like a consumer and you don't have the business mindset, you have to keep everything simple, y'all. But for those who understand business and understand investment and know how to continue cash flow and everything like that, that's when you go ahead and utilize your credit for that purposes solely. But back to the whole debt situation, depending on how much debt you have on your profile, is going to let me know. And not the debt like that you actually paying off, the debt that you actually in collections on. So if you got collections for student loans, or if you got collections, let's just say for not paying rent or something like that, if you got collections from all of this stuff, it can hinder you. So you don't want to be hindered. So what's the best thing to do? The best thing to do is actually set yourself up correctly. You want to make sure you set yourself up correctly. Because if not, you're gonna be missing out. You want to set yourself up right. And if your social ain't got nothing on there, let's say if you ain't never had debt on your social or nothing like that, you can really take off with that. Honestly, you truly can take off. I'm talking about truly can take off. You truly can take off with your social. It's so many plays I know how to run with a social. It's just like that little smudge that was on my credit report. I never thought of it. I never really cared about it. But now since everything cleared off, it's like, it's time for that, but I know what I got to put on my credit to really go crazy. Like I said, a lot of people just don't. A lot of people watch these people on YouTube, but they don't know exactly what criteria that banks look at. I'm going to tell y'all, I told y'all this in the last video, but if you knew and you just watching this, so this is what banks look at. They're looking for a mortgage loan to be number one. You need a mortgage loan on your credit. I don't care what nobody tell you. You need that on your credit. That's one of the main factors of lending that banks look at. They look for mortgage installment accounts, which will be like auto loans. They looking for revolving accounts, which will be credit card. They looking for history, which will be the time you had your credit cards. Now, mortgage is different. You don't have to have a mortgage 3-4 years to look good to a bank. You could have a mortgage. You could just have a mortgage and then still look good because you took on that much debt and you're utilizing it. A credit card is weak compared to a bank. You having a credit card is weak. It won't get you nowhere unless you got history on it where you got 5 years and better. Now it might look better to the banks, but you're still not even an asset to the banks automatically. Only if you got a mortgage, because when the banks judge you, they trying to see what's on your credit report that's substantial or what you asking for. So most of these people on YouTube lying to y'all. Oh man, y'all see all of these business lines of credit, they giving out people 150,000. But when they run y'all credit, y'all got a naked credit profile. They don't look at your score. Your score means nothing to the banks. Your score means nothing. You can have a 790,000 credit score. The score means nothing. It's your profile that matters. Because what debt are you managing? What debt do you have on your credit report? You don't have any substantial things on your credit report. Therefore, you are a high-risk borrower. Let's just say if you go into the Mercedes-Benz dealership, you see a car. Let's just say the Mercedes-Benz, let's say if it's $150,000. Let's say if you got a 750 credit score. Let's say if you had a credit card for 5 years, you are a high-risk borrower to the bank. If they check your credit report and the only thing you got on there is a credit card that's a $10,000 limit and you had it for 5 years, they'll look at it like it's nothing. I could have a mortgage loan of $450,000 and only can have that for 6 months, and they gonna give me that Mercedes Benz the same day. No talking, because there's something on your credit report that's that's of substance, and that's one of the main factors you need on your report. But you got to know how to use it. The goal of a mortgage is not to for the house. We can care less about the house. I'm just talking about your credentials on your report before you skip off to the business side, because a lot of people talk about the business. Yeah, you can run everything without the personal guarantor, but before you even get to that, when they look at your credit report, they see nothing strong on your report. They don't see nothing strong on the report, y'all. So if you trying to get a business credit card or you trying to get something like that, but no, a business like a business loan or something like that, and they look at your business credit, you don't even have none of your business credit. And having no debt is actually a bad thing, not a good thing. It won't hurt or help you, but it really won't help you and it mostly hurt you, because you won't be able to get what you want. Because when they run that personal guarantor to see what do you qualify for a business loan, the business loan either might be small or you might not get it at all. But you go into the bank and you want $150,000 for your business, you could be generating revenue of $150,000. But since there's nothing like substantial or great on your credit report that suggests that, the banks is going to look otherwise. Like, nope, we can't deal with them. You know, he a high risk borrower. But if he had a credit card 5 years, okay, we might give him a $10,000 business loan. But that's it. But let's just say if he had a mortgage on his credit report, he paying that on time, he got tax returns he could prove, we're going to give it to him ASAP. Ain't going to be no talking. Oh, they ain't nothing. Yeah, they get to you. A $3,000 business credit card, they'll give it to you. They'll give you that in a heartbeat. If you got good credit already, they'll give it to you. They'll give it to you. Yeah, they'll give it to you, family. If you got a 9 number, if your EIN number start with a 9, make sure you start over or get you a Dun & Bradstreet number. Your number is going to look like an I-10 number to the banks. So when they look at it as an I-10 number, they're not going to identify as a social. So therefore, you're going to get denied for you're going to get denied for everything. Banks don't like I-10 numbers. I-10 numbers is mainly it's used for working purposes and tax-paying purposes. It's not really used for credit. They only use the Social Security number for credit purposes, or the EIN number if you want to do it for the business. But you know, I do the EIN for the personal, so they think it's for the business, but it's actually for the personal. So I get a personal credit profile with it. No. You got to get those. You got to put those on there. $10,000 in student loans is not bad. You can get that taken off your credit report. Hit my man's Ricky Lot up. I should. I am. Rick, are you up in here? Yo, Ricky. If Rick up in here, I'm gonna have him put his number down. I don't know his number by heart, y'all. I'm gonna have him put his number down so he can tell y'all. Cause Richie Lot, if Rick Lot up on here, he can sure help you with that. Yep, debt to income. Yep, you're right. I can't even type it down. I don't know his number by heart, so I have to probably put it, you know. I'm just trying to cash it because I know. Yep, be patient, family. Patience is key. If y'all want to build y'all resume, patience is key. Like I said, this stuff ain't really strategic. It's really learning about credit. Because learning credit alone, you don't have to be a good business person. You don't have to be the smartest at business. That's why I tell everybody. You can do real estate secured or you can do it unsecured. Unsecured real estate, if you going out there trying to find wholesale deals, trying to find a cash buyer and all of that. Secure real estate is you learning how to build up the equity in your home by renovating it and taking out a line of credit of the value that it's worth now, and taking that money and you put it 10% down in the loan to value loan from the bank. So say for instance, you're gonna if you build a home that costs $500,000, and let's just say you took out $200,000 of equity in your home. So if you took out a loan for $500,000, your 10% will be $50,000 you have to put down for a construction build. Let's just say that $500,000 after you sell it costs $800,000. So you walk away with $300,000 in profit. You get what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like that, and that's secured. That's secured business. That's not no taking a risk, sweating, crying, or crossing your fingers. That's not none of that. That's what I'm saying. So it's the difference between doing real estate or business risky, where you risking everything, versus safe and secure. I want to get more to the safe and secure part, where you don't have to rush too much. You don't have to worry if a transaction don't go through. Everything gonna work in your favor. It depends on what you want to do. Like, I just so happen to do business on my way here. I've been doing business as far as being an entrepreneur, but you don't really have to be an entrepreneur, but you can choose to be one. If you chose that, then yeah, you can do it. But it's not really a step by step. It's like whenever you start, you can be a business owner and then decide to change your status. That still have no effect on your business. You get what I'm saying? So a pallet flipping business, that's good. That's a good start. You might as well outsource them, get them from another country, opposed from buying them here in the States. That's what I would have done. I had me a vending machine on the street. On the streets. It's a lot of money with that. But I don't see too many vending machines that's on the street, so it might work. Yeah, family, so what's the plans? What's going on? Anybody got any questions? 3K is a good start. So if you whatever you got, you start with what you got and keep building yourself up. That's a good flip. It's risky, but it's a good flip. You want to transfer over from being risky to not being risky. That's what I'm saying. You want to get to those. Because trust me, that non-risky money is way more consistent. And like I said, when y'all be dealing with like companies like this, Toll Brothers, you think Toll Brothers is using their own money? They're using the bank's money. The banks is financing an entire development project. The banks might have to pay $100 million for a whole full development project. And the builders just relaxing. The actual owners, they actually relaxing. You want to get to that point. That's the point I want to get to, where I'm just sitting back and using my property's equity to finance another construction build, and then just take off from there. But you gotta start somewhere. Now, don't get me wrong, you gotta start somewhere. Everybody don't start comfortable. Everybody start uncomfortable, like I did. Some people gotta start really uncomfortable. So wherever you start at, just make sure you're trying to get to a higher goal and you straight. Yep. Yep. Facts. Oh, boy, my back. What's going on with the credit report you talked about months ago? Actually, the website almost done. The website almost done. The website almost done. They've been really delaying on my website and everything like that. And once I'm done with that, that's when I can submit my application directly to the bureaus. Because I still got to do the interview. This stuff still takes time. Because that's not my only thing that I'm doing is reporting credit. That's actually not even the first things I'm doing right now. I'm doing Amazon and everything like that. And I do the consultations here and there, but mainly Amazon been taking up a lot of my time. I've been shipping stuff all week, but I'm gonna get to y'all about that reporting credit. I know y'all want to see it so bad. You're like, man, like, what is this whole reporting credit thing? I ain't forgot about that. That's still in the works. I'm gonna upload the link soon. I'm ready. I'm gonna give y'all the link to my website and everything like that. Of course, I'm not gonna say it right now because we got too many trolls. I got a full tutorial on that. So if any of you guys want to learn how to sell on Amazon, contact me. Shoot me a text at 224-463-1848. Or hit me up at Dimona Estates, DIMONA ESTATES at gmail.com. Dimona Estates, yeah. Can you do a company for your cars instead of a custom private plate? Yeah. No. You can create a you can get a company car. You can get registered as a corporation or a company if you want. Are you looking to discharge your van? There's a few ways to do it. Take it off your credit. Hit my boy Ricky Lott up. If y'all want to discharge any of y'all car debt or vehicle debt, hit up Ricky Lott. He'll get you. He'll help. He'll get you right. Hit up Ricky Lott. He gonna get you right. He took off 2 auto loans for me at the same time. Thank you, family. Appreciate it. I have to put his number down on in the description. I will. I don't got it. I don't know his number by heart, so I'm gonna put his number down, and y'all can shoot me a text too. I'm gonna give y'all his number. Yeah, it's very much better. You know, making the capital is better than discharging it, especially if it's reporting on your credit report, because that's how banks judge you initially. Before you can just say, hey, I want to use my credit without using the social, your credit on your business is weak unless, because this is how it works. In order for your business to have a strong profile, when you get your first piece of debt that's on your business side, let's just say if you get a car loan, if the business is weak, you always got a cosign for the business on your personal, right? So once I cosign, let's just say I cosign a $75,000 auto loan. Now that auto loan will report on my business credit. Now the business credit will look stronger by doing that. But you still initially have to have that reporting, like you still got to have the credentials on your personal side at first before you do anything. It ain't just clear and cut just like that. Like, oh, I just go and apply for my business just because I had it for a long time. No, having it for a long time give you the history, but what give you the power and the trustworthiness is you actually first having those credentials on your personal side. Dang, $45,000 of credit card debt. Woo. Yeah. Oh, my phone number is 224-463-1848. Yeah, family, that's all I had to talk about. You know, it's pros and cons to the whole thing. You know, before you want to discharge something, if you know you miss payments, get a discharge. But if not, keep those credentials because you could use them. Hit me up. Y'all want any process or y'all want to learn how to get out of contracts, do anything, or y'all want to learn how to sell on Amazon, utilize the EIN number, let me know. Or even I offer a service where I teach you how to do the lien release on your vehicle. Hit me up for that as well. My phone number is 224-463-1848. Again, 224-463-1848. Or you can just shoot me a text and say, hey, send me the list, and I'm gonna send you the list, and the list has all the instructions on there. If you want evidence or anything like that, shoot me a text and ask me exactly what you want evidence on. Most of the evidence is presented on the community tab. So whether you want to see the do not detain list, whether you want to see the lien release, or if you want to see the Amazon and everything like that, I got evidence for anything you ask for. Peace and love. I'm out.